I'm talking about your andalites, yerks, and taxons. If you managed to get some earbuds, welcome, folks, to the World of Yerk for all your Animorphs rewatching and eventual rereading needs. I'm Luna, aka Lulu.
And I'm Satah, aka Satah. Is also my name. It's also my nickname. It's both.
Don't wear it out. You're twice as likely to do so because of the fact that that name is both of your names.
Yep. I had a friend in high school who was really big on Abbrevs, as she called them, and she would always try to shorten my name, but unfortunately it doesn't shorten very well. So she'd be like, "Hey, Satah, hi Satah." And I'd be like, "Yeah, dude."
Oh my god, Saints! Man, you were going by Satah back in high school. Wow.
I started using it when I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was it just like did you have any gender suspicions, or were you just like, I like this name better than my birth name?
I always hated my name.
I did too.
Yeah,
I always passed it off because
looking back, I used to think like maybe it was a genders, an early genders, but I don't know. I have no idea because I use my middle name, my legal middle name, and I don't mind it. So I don't know. I think that maybe I just hated my name.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's hard to tell. It's hard to divorce all of those things from each other.
Yeah, no, I really do hate, I hate the structure of my legal name. I don't mind, the fact that it was ascribed to me is not the issue. I just hate the structure of it because this isn't like a revelation. Like, if you spend enough time around me, you are going to learn this fact eventually. But my birth name is Edward. And the thing about it is that, Edward sounds so formal, like someone who works in a cubicle for, 60 hours a week. Eddie sounds like a child, and Ed sounds like you got punched in the stomach. None of the variations are good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it doesn't suit anything about you, obviously.
Obviously, yeah, but they only go well with paired with a last name.
Yeah.
Edward. Who? Edward Norton. Okay. Eddie. What? Eddie Murphy. Oh, okay. Ed. Who? Ed
Sheeran.
Helms? Sure. Sure, Ed Sheeran. It does not work well as a solo name, in my opinion.
Isn't one of the Cowboy Bebops just Ed?
Yes, that's the one exception.
Yeah.
But she is a girl named Ed, which is extremely good.
That's cute as hell.
That's why she's an exception.
That's cute as hell.
Yeah. So this is our Cowboy Bebop podcast.
I'm gonna do so well. I'm gonna.
Give me a sec. What the fuck was the name of the TV show they watched that told them all the bounties? Oh, fuck, I'm a fake anime fan. I'm gonna Google it. Fucking Cowboy Bebop bounty show.
I dated a girl who really liked anime, and so I was kind of into anime while that was happening, but that's kind of that's the limit of my experience.
Welcome to Big Shot with Punch and Judy. I'm Judy.
And I'm Punch?
Yeah, that's the name of the show where they get their bounties from.
Okay. They get their bounties from a show. We can't get into this.
Yeah, no, they get their bounty. They're not assigned to them, but it's posted this is the future version of a wanted poster. They just do it on a show called Big Shot, and the hosts are called Punch and Judy.
Like the puppets.
Yeah, it's like the puppets.
Huh.
Anyways, welcome to Big Shot. I'm so embarrassed I couldn't think of that on the spot. I've been rewatching Cowboy Bebop too. Oh, my girlfriend's gonna be so disappointed. So this show somehow keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
I feel like every episode is the worst, and then it keeps going lower.
It's I don't know how I'm feeling about it. This episode was kind of a mess.
Cat.
Yeah. It's also now starting to pick up sort of whatever plot lines it wants from the books. Willy-nilly with no real consideration. That is just, it's such a stark contrast to how well the books are generally constructed that it's if you're gonna split off, just split off, please.
Yeah. But they have like these half-assed like this has like beat for beat this is pretty much the plot of the second book, but like all of the details are radically changed.
Yeah, sorry. I was just playing with a packet of ketchup like it was a fidget spinner or something, and I realized my mic was picking it up, so I threw it. I'm focused now. I'm in control. I'm in the moment.
Oh my god! Much like Vice Principal Chapman was in control at the end of the episode.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is based on the second book. So this one starts off. I can't tell if this is how it was intended to, or if this is just like stapled onto the front of it. But we do start with like vlogs from Jake and Cassie, and it's really weird coming from Cassie because Cassie is in this episode for like half a second, if that.
Yeah, it's bizarre because we've already established Jake sort of monologuing, and I feel like it makes sense for him as a character in a way that it doesn't for Cassie.
Everyone shares the monologue.
Yeah, and he's holding the camera and he's talking about how his brother is a controller and they're going to save him. And then I assumed the episode was just going to start, but instead they cut to another. I kind of thought for a moment that the whole episode was just going to be like a series of monologues, like the Animorphs monologues or something. Because they immediately cut to Cassie, but they did gain some favor with me from Cassie's whole soliloquy because she does like immediately just start asking really overwrought ethics questions.
Yeah.
Which is very on point. It was
so it's on point for the character, but a little bit early to be introducing that stuff. Like it's a little on the nose in my opinion.
Sure, and it's also not thematically relevant. Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
like,
she's basically like, I mean, the controllers use human bodies, and I know that what we do isn't the same thing, but I feel a little bit weird using animal bodies to fight with. And usually when Cassie has like an ethical dilemma, it's because they're directly dealing with something, whereas with this, it was kind of like, we want to introduce this idea. Here's Cassie petting a rabbit and talking about her feelings.
Yeah, like this comes up like this makes sense for Cassie to think about like once they are like a little bit normalized about their adventures, and like instead of like this is like a week after she saw an alien prince die right in front of her by getting swallowed whole by an alien, and he transmitted his dying screams into her head. Like she can't really this just seems so weird for her to be thinking about the ethics of this like like a month from now, sure, but like it hasn't been a week, my good girl. No, bad word choice. My girl. Mm-hmm. I almost said my good bitch, and then I was like, oh, I shouldn't call Cassie a bitch. And then it turned into my good girl in my mouth, and that's even worse.
Oh no. That really just fell apart in most of the ways that it could have.
Yeah, it's impressive a little bit how well that one fell apart.
I do want to bring up my official conspiracy theory now, which is that we actually got hints to Jake's last name in this episode. Because he was vlogging, and so is he Jake Paul? Maybe.
We really don't know, because from what I know, Jake Paul was spawned out of like a test tube. He was like not a test tube baby, more of like a test tube adult.
Yeah, and I mean,
like he's sprung from the low, fully formed at age 19.
I absolutely believe that Logan Paul could be a controller.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
no, there's no way in hell. He is their most popular. Like, he is... Yeah. Like, the Low gang is absolutely the sharing.
Yeah. Should we do a modern-day Animorphs reboot that's just a YouTube series about Logan Paul?
Oh, my God. Yes, please. Okay, who are the other YouTubers who are in on this?
Oh... I mean, I feel like it has to be mostly... Oh, Rhett and Link. I mean, they're, like, benign, but I feel like they're still controllers. Does that make sense?
Just because JonTron was a big one, and then he got, like, really racist, and so he got demoted.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of them, honestly, could be. It's not inconceivable.
Sargon of Akkad is definitely a controller.
Ugh. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, I want like a modern remake. Oh, did I tell you that I listened to a Logan Paul song the other day?
No.
and then I listened to it again later that day, and then I've listened to it like 6 times. It's not good. It just gets stuck in my head, and I have to revisit it to remember how fucking bad it is.
Which one is it? I get really into YouTube drama.
It's called. Oh, you'll love this one. It's called the fall of Jake Paul.
Oh, the fall of Jake Paul. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very well aware of it.
Yeah, I like to go on like really fun sort of just 8-hour depression rabbit holes of watching like drama YouTubers, just the most fucking despicable human beings talking about the next most despicable human beings and writing diss tracks about each other and then reacting to the diss tracks and then writing diss tracks about the reactions and then reacting to the reactions of the diss tracks for 8 hours.
My personal favorite moment of that video is when he screams, "Oh shit, I just stole the girl you were dating a couple of months ago." Like, that's something to brag about? Like,
yeah.
That's just kind of weird, dude. Like, that if you're dating someone your younger brother used to date, that's weird.
Yeah.
And also everything else that in that song, there's a line where he says, "I'm a dog, you a puppy, call you Kong," which is, it's weird because Kong is like renowned as a brand for being like really high quality and very hard to destroy by dog's teeth, even like strong dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, I'm a dog, you are a puppy, but I cannot break you.
Yeah.
My favorite part of, yeah, another thing about those that I like is that whenever Jake Paul does a song, he like starts it by saying, "I wrote this song in one day." Like, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I'm really into
it's setting the odds against him, because either he wrote it, it only took him one day to write a masterpiece, or he wrote a piece of shit, but it's okay because it only took him one day. He cannot lose in the way he set it up.
There's a YouTuber named Cody Ko.
Oh, that fucking piece of shit.
He's no.
Who am I thinking?
He's fine. I mean, he's like a dude bro, but he's fine. And he and his friend Noel, I think, responded to one of the Jake Paul songs by releasing their own song that they made in a day, called "Keep Ya Dick Fat." Their music is really good.
I'm definitely thinking of someone else then, because there was a Viner with a name similar to that who just made like the least.
No, that was probably Cody Ko.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, you. Wait, what? Yeah, his vines were probably unfunny.
There's this one Vine of his that went around where he just like, he did like this horrible like sound in it, and I can't see that. Like, it's like, you ever see that Vine that's like, I see that Vine, I can't sleep since I saw that Vine. Like, that's what that is.
Oh.
Let me show you. No, yeah, I'm thinking of a different person.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'll cut that down. So it turns out the Vine that I was thinking of had been edited into the original video was of a person in a fox fursuit wearing a diaper, and then it cuts to the guy being like, "I can't sleep ever since I saw that video."
Oh.
Anyways. Okay.
We finally get confirmation that Tobias is a hawk.
Finally!
Forever.
Episode 5!
Yeah. And it's done in almost a throwaway manner, which is very odd. Like, there's a incredibly dramatic scene of Tobias entering Rachel's room, where there's about, you know, that one clip that went around of like Clint Eastwood jumping over a fence or whatever in a movie, that it takes about 35 cuts. They do that, but it's Rachel sort of looking at her window and then moving back from her window as a bird comes into it.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? Is it like Indian soap operas?
I mean, it's a pretty standard, like, it's done in like action movies to emphasize action and that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I know, but like it felt very like, it felt like a couple of like Breaking Glass edits removed from an Indian soap drama. How's that cup of coffee?
Disgusting. It's so bad.
Cool.
I make really bad coffee and then I sort of let it sit. Like, I made this pot of coffee yesterday and I'm just finishing it, and all it has in it is almond milk. It's really, really fucking gross. They throw it away, as I should have done with this coffee. Tobias is basically like, "I guess I was stuck as a hawk for more than 2 hours." And Rachel's like, "Well, don't be a bird anymore." And he's like, "I've tried to not be a bird." And she's like, "Well, stop. be a person. And he's like,
Try
I'm
harder."
trying. And then it's over. And Rachel goes to like tell her friends that Tobias is a hawk, I guess.
Yeah, and then Tobias is kind of like in the background for the rest of the episode, and there's a really weird Marco line here because it's like Rachel is
they're
like
trying to do thought speak exposition, like they're trying to explain why Rachel could understand Tobias.
Yes,
but they do it in a really clumsy way.
Because Rachel says, well, at least we can still hear his thoughts. And Marco says, yeah, when he wants us to. And, like, that's how speech works, idiot. Like,
it's also like, what do you want the alternative to be? Do you want to be able to hear his, like, all of his thoughts? I don't think he'd like that. I don't think you'd like that. Nobody would be having a good time if you could just hear his thoughts all of the time.
Yeah. No, it would be, like, that's not what you want. Like, okay, hungry for mouse. Wish I was human. Hungry for mouse. This mouse doesn't taste very good and it's kind of crunchy.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of I think one of the reasons this episode has stood out with its quality, so to say, is that there is a lot of clumsy exposition in the way that shows did like in this time period especially. Where they would just kind of assume, I guess sitcoms still do this, but they very much assume that you haven't been following along and this is your first episode. Like Rachel runs up to Chapman's daughter and goes, oh, hey, how's your dad? Because she wants to spy on Chapman because he's a controller. And Melissa turns to her and is like, what do you mean? He's our principal. And Rachel's like, yeah. It's like, okay, that's how you're gonna deliver that information, huh? Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, like I mean, we knew this already, remember? Because like he goes into that supply closet where Tom is like Blair Witch style facing the corner.
Yeah.
It's so like we did very much know that he's a controller, but they do have to tell us that again and just like beat us over the head with it.
Yeah, it's not very subtle and it's not particularly well done, but it is done, I guess.
It sure as fuck is done.
Yeah. Rachel's basically just talking to her because she wants to try and get into Chapman's house to, like, spy on him.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I think what is it? Did they want to find, like, the location of the new location of the entrance to the Yeert pool or something?
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, I think that's their framing. And then, of course, when Rachel says... They have a cat. I'm gonna acquire the cat morph, and I'm just gonna go into their house. Marco's like, "Can you get us the answers to the tests?" Well, what does he think a principal does? What does he think a vice principal does?
Writes all the test answers. Satah, this is the only thing they do.
I should text my dad. He was a principal and a vice principal. Dad, did you write all of the tests? What the fuck did a teacher do if that's the case?
I actually, you know what? Like, I know what a principal does. What is a vice principal? Is it just like a backup principal in case the first one is shot in the line of duty?
Well, yes, that is primarily, or a duel, but also there's like some boring administrative versus like practical on the ground sort of responsibilities that aren't...
Okay, so it's a hands-on versus a hands-off manager.
Yeah, kind of. At my school, in any case, the vice principal dealt with like more of the discipline, whereas the principal was sort of like a figurehead who did a lot of like administrative work and that kind of thing.
The people's principal versus the establishment's principal.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I got to know the vice principal really well because my English teacher hated me in grade 12 and would just send me out of the classroom for no reason.
Holy shit!
Yeah, she was not a good teacher.
My English teacher in grades 9 and 10 really had it out for me too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't a spectacular student, but like this guy once sent me to detention for not having a pen.
Oh, that's,
Granted, I did have a track record of having to ask other students for pens, but he had like a desk full of pens, and he said if you are going to detention for the rest of the period or until you can get a pen. And both my parents were at work, so I was like, well, I guess I'm going to detention for the rest of the period. Bye.
That's so over the top.
I know, this guy fucking sucked ass. We had to for going in ninth grade, we had to write essays about the Odyssey, which is like a fucking great book to start your fucking high school freshman off on, like, idiot. Like, the least penetrable book of, like, you could possibly find for these. Like, it's not that bad, but, like, going into 9th grade, like, the hardest thing you've had to read was, like, I can't even think of it. Like, we had to read Anne Frank, which was like taxing emotionally, but, like, not, like, high comprehension.
Yeah, that does seem like a odd choice. As sort of a first
Anyways, he when he gave the essays back, he said, I made sure the lowest score you could get was a 60 because no one scored higher than that, and all of your essays were terrible, and if I actually rated you properly, you would have all gotten like a 30. Great. Yeah. So I mean, this guy was definitely emotionally abusive in one way, shape, or form. So
that sucks.
Yeah, definitely. But he did teach me how to write an essay, which I did carry with me till the end of college. So his techniques worked, and abuse is good.
Great, solved. We've cured teaching.
Absolutely. Teacher retired.
Teacher
ultimate.
XD.
So. What happens in this episode? Because Rachel goes to... Oh, yeah. You want to just talk about Chapman being weird around Melissa?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet Melissa.
That
was a joke.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, I said, sweet Melissa.
Oh, is that a joke?
It's a Dave Matthews Band reference, which, I mean, the existence of that band is a joke.
I don't know anything that you ever say. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I just died.
But how long have you been awake?
I don't know. Years. They try to establish the, like, change in Chapman since he became a controller. First of all, by having Melissa sort of awkwardly say, oh, my dad doesn't like me having people over after school for, because since the last little while, he just doesn't like it anymore. And then they have this spectacularly awkward meal together where Chapman doesn't seem to understand how to interact as a human being, which is not really canonically a problem that controllers have. Like, they certainly change, but they tend to blend in a little bit better than Chapman is trying to do.
Yeah.
And it's just very odd. She asks him a question at one point, and he just sort of smiles blankly holds it for 2 seconds. She asks, how's your food? And he sort of makes a blank smile face at her and then says, it is satisfying.
And delicious.
And delicious.
It's a very Ted Cruz face.
It's very odd. And I feel really bad for Melissa. Basically Rachel follows through on her plan. She acquires the cat morph and comes in. And it's at this point in the episode that people just start saying the word cat a lot.
Yeah. Well, Chapman just says, cat.
Yeah.
I hate that creature.
Cat. Every single time you see a cat, which I do understand. Like, sure, every time I see a cat, I want to just say cat.
I do that.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of make a little squeeze sound.
Yeah,
and
basically.
I do that whenever I see my girlfriend's cat, specifically.
Aww.
You've seen Charles, right? That big fucker?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, he is the cutest kitty. I had to show him to you.
Yay. I will say that the cat that Rachel transforms into is very cute. Classic round face. Just got
classic
little
fuzzball.
cheeks, little paws, has medium fur, has some color variation, pointy ears, eyes that both look like they know too much and also just don't understand anything. Everything you want in a cat, pretty much, this one has. Which I do like, and makes me very happy. And I bet that...
Here's Charles. Sorry to interrupt. I will include this in the show notes because this is like my favorite picture of this cat ever. But this cat is so absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that's a fluffer.
Yeah.
That's a full fluff.
He's such a big fuzzy boy.
Oh, I think I have those sheets.
Charles is the absolute unit.
Yeah, I just want to face plant into that belly.
Yeah. Oh, he will eat you.
That's fine. That's how I want to go.
Fair. So where were we before I started talking about my cat? My girlfriend's cat?
Rachel has sneaked into Chapman's home in the form of a perfect animal, and Chapman sort of excuses himself to the basement to have his, like, meeting with Visser 3 after we actually get, like, a kind of sad scene. I think I'm just emotional about kids trying to interact with their parents, but Melissa's like, hey, will you help me with my homework? And he's like, you've got it. And she's like, I mean, but you always help me. And he's like, well, get started without me, I guess. And, like, Cats in the Cradle plays quietly in the background, except it's like a really distorted alien version.
Don't make me think about that song. It makes me want to cry.
I can't take it seriously. I use it as a reference too often.
I'm going to get at that point at some point in my life, but it's still just like, I don't know, have a good time.
I understand. Yeah.
I once saw like a list of the top 10 saddest songs of all time, and like some of them I agree with. Like, I mean, from the writer's point of view, like, Tears in Heaven, definitely.
I was gonna say
absolutely.
Tears in Heaven, yeah.
Yeah. Also, statistically, the second worst song to fuck to is that one.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what the worst one is?
What?
Christmas Shoes.
I guess. I think that Tears in Heaven would be worse.
I think I think you could, like, get by to Tears in Heaven a little bit better just because Eric Clapton is a good singer versus whoever the singer is for, like, the popular version of, you have to listen to, like, a shitty country song on top of it being Christmas Shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if it were Christmas Shoes, at least, it would, like, the hatred would, like, give me a little, like, extra oomph, at least.
A little extra fuck power.
Yeah, sort of recharge that, the fuck mana, as they say.
I think a couple of the songs on that list were Old Man by Neil Young, which I can get that. Losing My Religion.
Oh, no, that's great. Are you kidding?
It's not a top 10 saddest song of all time.
No.
Not remotely.
No, that seems really, really bizarre. I was thinking that was still songs to make love to, which wouldn't be awful, but would make me feel like a really edgy, like, 17-year-old.
Losing my religion.
Losing my religion. Yeah.
It's called Losing Your Religion because you're not a virgin anymore.
Virginity was my religion. No gods, no masters, only not fucking.
And now it's no gods, no masters, only nut.
Yep.
Alright, so we're back to... That's going to be the name of the episode, I think. No gods, no masters, only nut.
Great.
Absolutely listenable. So... Rachel doesn't even get to do the smart thing like she does in the books, where when she gets accused of being an Andalite, she just plays it like a fucking cat would and be like, meow.
Yeah.
Because the other cat shows up and they both stand next to each other very conveniently, and she makes a bolt for it immediately, and then she gets captured. And I was fully being like, okay, that's not Rachel. Rachel's smarter than that. Rachel wouldn't like try and immediately bolt, and then we find out no, that actually is just in fact Rachel.
I know, the entire time I thought that the twist would be that they hadn't actually captured Rachel, because it doesn't make any sense. But then I realized that ultimately, if that were the twist, then it would have had to end with them killing Melissa's cat, probably.
Yeah.
So I can see why that wasn't the twist.
Yeah.
Because she does get captured and puts her in a
cat carrier that has a live animal tag on it.
Which is very funny.
It really is.
Yeah.
Visitor 3 very much cares about the well-being of this kitty.
Yeah.
We also see that, this probably showed up before, but I didn't notice, because Visitor 3 has a scorpion tail, which I feel like is not, like, it's just like literally a scorpion tail. Like, it's not, like, bladed like the tails are in like, the books. Like, it is sharp enough to cut the head off a statue, which he does for no real reason. But
yeah. I
it's...
mean, I feel as though Axe is compared to a scorpion at some point or another, but the blade is definitely seen as more intimidating in the books. I guess they just kind of went for the easy comparison here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does very much just straight up cut the head off of a stone statue with his tail, which is great. Yeah. Chapman sort of brings Rachel as the cat and says, hey, I've got this Andalite. And Visser 3 is like, yo, you better be cool or that could be your head. And it's like, okay, I guess.
Yep.
And yeah, it's sort of Jake follows
as Homer. We get some really nice Homer footage.
Yeah.
Anytime that dog shows up, I get really happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That dog is a great actor. That dog is a better actor than the rest of the kids, and Melissa is a better actor than the rest of the kids.
Melissa and the Hawk really steal the show in this
They really
episode.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, so, Rachel, like, they all get out, and Visser 3 is duped, or what the fuck ever, because Chapman fights back. And also, Chapman's wife isn't here. Like, Chapman's wife, Melissa's mother, does play a part in this book, because both of them... Like, Chapman himself, obviously, is, like, the focal point, but his wife is also there.
Yeah.
But could they just not get the fucking actress?
She's hand-waved away in this episode because he says to Melissa, oh, you're going to be the chef when your mother's away. Like she is now. But yeah, it's a minor change, but kind of a weird one. I guess they just were like, we only want the one of them in here today.
Yeah.
And they do have the actual human fights back against the Yeerk. So Chapman, because Visser 3 goes, hey, it would be a lot easier for us to do our work if we could also infest your host's daughter. And then the real Chapman's like, fuck you. And they fight.
And then they, like, have a fucking knuckle drag, like, brawl out. Like, and, like, there's no way Visser 3 would not shift back to his Andalite form and just, like, lop this dude's head off. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's bad optics, definitely, but...
Yeah, it's like, it's fine. And he sort of... Visser 3 grabs Chapman and has the craziest eyes I've seen on a man. Looking deeply into Chapman's eyes and is like, get control of your host. And then he does. And that's fine. And meanwhile, Jake as a dog is like tugging the pet carrier away as hard as he can. And then Tobias saves the day by clawing some dude in the face, that's kind of often his sort of finishing
that's
move.
That's his steez.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's the episode, right? Because it just ends abruptly when Rachel's like, I'm so sorry, and Tobias and Jake are like, you were awesome, and and then the video ends.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so that's the episode. This show is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, this one wasn't great. Especially with how they sort of really rode over the emotional weight of Tobias being turned into a bird forever.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of barely hint at how devastating that is. It's other than Rachel being like, well, don't be a bird anymore. Have you tried just not being a bird? And then they're all kind of worried, but it's really, you don't get the sense of just complete dread that I think the book was pretty decent at pushing.
Yeah. Alright, so we got a couple of questions here. First question, well, I guess only question. But the answer was Gojira, so that's the correct lizard to morph, which, that's a pretty good answer, but I feel like that was just, like, be unwieldy. Like, if I had to morph Godzilla and that was my only morph, like, I can't use that. Like, I'm not really into macro.
Oh, I looked up Gojira and I just found a band, a French heavy metal band.
Oh, Gojira is the Japanese spelling / pronunciation of Godzilla.
Cool. I want to transform into a French heavy metal band, though. Is that an option?
I don't know. Can your brain operate high level enough to maintain 4-ish members? You need to have some sick rhythm skills to be able to play the bass and the drums and do the vocals and play the guitar.
Yeah, I think I could do that. Hey, that does give me question, though. It give me question is what I've said, and it's what I meant. At any point... So, okay, when they morph an animal, they certainly have the animal's skills. When they morph a human, if I morphed into a really good guitar player, could I play guitar?
Yes.
Okay.
You would also be excellent at finger banging.
Well, that's already true. Is it entirely mental, or is it also physical? Could you get too in your head about it, just with finger banging, and not be good at it? Or
I think if you focus on it too much, you can accidentally overpower it. But if you just lay back and let it ride, you will just be making them come like nobody's business. Musically come, of course.
Musically come. Yeah, okay,
yes.
That makes sense.
The musical nuts.
Yeah.
How successful would the Yeerk invasion be if they were hats a la Super Mario Odyssey? I think it'd be a lot harder to hide, but also if someone could be like, "Hey, it's me, Mario. I'm gonna possess your body and do some cool flips," I'd be like, "Yeah, okay," and then I would never be released from Mario's thrall.
It would be that easy to get you, huh? Just want to do some cool flips?
I can't do them on my own, so maybe Mario can help me get into shape.
Fair enough. I can't do flips either.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. We this was on the first episode, I'm pretty sure, of this podcast, where I said that if I ever turn more than 90 degrees horizontal, if I ever go more than perfectly flat, if my head dips below the median, I will immediately have a heart attack and die. This is why I can never do a backflip.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do we think Chapman was this bad before the Yeerks? I mean, they seem to have some reservations about him as an authority figure, but not a piece of shit asshole.
Yeah, it just seems like he was probably strict.
Yeah.
Because certainly nobody finds it odd that he's yelling at students and being a weirdo. And there must have been some reason that the Yeerks were like, "Yo, yeah, he's the one, the one with power over a bunch of children. He's the one we need." What? Yeerks? Come on.
Yeerks. That's what batters and pitchers get when they can't play baseball right. Yeah.
Yep.
They get the Yeerks.
They get the Yeerks, and then that's how they get better. Is slug training.
Yep. And I think we've covered this one before, but I'm asking you, what are the Animorphs college clubs? So who does slam poetry? That's
Cassie.
either or Marco. I think you can make a strong case for Marco doing slam poetry. Once he gets past his irony poisoning, I think Marco would be a very good slam poet.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
All right, let me hear your logic.
I don't think that he would ever be that kind of... I don't think he could ever be that serious. I think that, if anything, he would do stand-up that got slightly serious, but I really don't think that he would, sit down and write about his feelings. I don't think that he would ever really be comfortable doing that.
Okay, so Marco joins the improv club. Cassie joins...
I mean, yes, absolutely.
Cassie joins the slam poetry club.
And also, the Environmental Society.
Yes, of course.
And all that shit.
Who's in Quiz Bowl? We already decided this. Tobias is the Quiz Bowl kid. Assuming that Tobias is human and not still bird at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Jake does sport of some kind. He's probably also gets roped into student council or student government of some kind.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Rachel might be a marching band.
Huh.
Sorry, dog is very excited.
Yeah. Pumped about marching band. I guess I don't see Rachel as musical.
That's fair. I feel like there's something about her playing a French horn at some point, but I could be completely out of my ass on that one.
Yeah, I feel like she would do color guard or something.
I mean, she does do gymnastics, but
yeah.
Gymnastics isn't not always pursued at at a collegiate level.
Yeah, I can see her joining an a cappella group, but only for a couple semesters.
Yeah. And then that's the end. That's the episode.
Yeah, that is the episode.
Satah, where can we find you online?
You can find me taking a nap. You can find me taking a nap all over the internet. I'm on Twitter at nudity with an EA instead of a Y. And you can find a bunch of music that I do on Bandcamp by going to the URL gaygothvibes.online.
Yeah, okay. You can find me at a bunch of spots. Fear Baiting, my horror movie podcast that I do with Blair most of the time, but while he's on break, I'm doing it with guests. At Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, which is a leftism podcast I do with a bunch of my friends. I can be found on Twitter at chieshadonaka or chiesatonaka.tumblr.com. And I was recently on the podcasts What's Your Fursona and In Pursuits of Passion. Got a little bit ribbled, I suppose would be the right word, compared to, even compared to like what we talk about on this podcast sometimes. But I think they were really good. I think those are really good shows to listen to. What's Your Fursona is a really good podcast, and I haven't listened to much of In Pursuits of Passion, but Em is a good friend of mine, and it was a really fun time to be on her show, and I really recommend checking those episodes out and listen to the rest of the podcasts.
Nice.
They're not up yet. They should be up like within a couple of days, though.
Sweet.
Yeah. And that's going to do it for this episode of The Wonder Years. We'll be back again next week with a new episode about the TV show. Until then, I'm Lulu.
I'm Satah.
And remember...
Keep your hand on the escrow device.
Bye!